Hi, this is Abul Hussein coming to you live and direct from London, the United Kingdom. And if you're watching this video outside of our Facebook group for social media marketing agencies, make sure you join in, especially if you're starting or growing an agency. It's at smmamastermind.com. Now, with that out of the way, I would like to welcome my guest. Her name is lolaoyafemi. She's joining me from Nigeria, I believe, and she helps coaches get their messaging right so that clients come to you without you having to chase them, and also with creating magnetic content, which is exactly what we're going to talk about today. So Lola, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Abul. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much for joining me. I mean, we're quite lucky to be in the same time zone, which is great. So how about you give a bit of an introduction to the audience about what you do and, you know, how you help coaches?
Okay, so what I do is I help coaches move away from chasing clients to actually start getting clients come to them instead. And it's been a work in progress in the sense that I had dabbled for like 3 years doing all sorts of things before I really got down the framework to creating magnetic content, which also, like I tell people, it repels people you don't want to work with and attracts your dream clients, the ideal person who's going to get results working with you and who's going to pay you the highest money too.
And I know a lot of coaches struggle with kind of organic outreach. Many of them don't even have the money for paid. It's the same with agency owners, which is my audience mainly, you know, because you're trying to get clients. What are the common mistakes people make when they are trying to do outreach or when they're chasing clients?
Oh, you know, the thing is, why this is so dear to my heart is because I initially started with an agency, a content agency, and all my clients, I got all of them organically. Now, I'm not saying you can't get clients by, you know, sending DMs and stuff like that, but it's a lot of work, and most times you don't get the people who are going to pay you the highest. And sometimes you also get people who are not really sure of what they want, who, you know, they're not really ready to hire an agency, and they just say yes because you're on their neck and you're on them like white on white. So because of that, I really kind of understand where agency owners stand, especially now where everyone is trying to start an agency. Almost everywhere you go online, you see people, you know, talking about their agency, how they help this person, how they help that person. And people are no longer sure about whether you're good or you're not good, whether you're going to get results working with you or not. And that's where your content strategy, and that's why I call it magnetic content, makes you stand out.
No, I totally get that. So in terms of when you start working with your clients, what do you kind of look at first? What are the common problems that you need to fix with them?
One of the things I first find out, and I think everyone kind of gets this, is most times the problem starts from the offer. And yes, everyone says it. It's like I'm saying the same thing everyone has said before. But the thing is, most of the times when clients come to me, the first thing we work together on is their offer. Because if your offer isn't foolproof, if you're not really sure of your offer, you can't sell it. So a few months ago, like 2 months ago, I was working with an agency owner, and he was complaining about the fact that he's trying everything. He's been doing like so many cold messages, and he had even been doing, you know, cold videos where he does a video and explains exactly how they're going to help, and he's still not getting really good clients. And what I told him was, okay, if I'm your client and you come to me and I want to work with you, what will you tell me you will do? I'll get you more leads. How? And how much is more leads? Is it 10 more leads? Is it 200 more leads? Do I have to be running ads? You know, I started asking some questions, and he didn't have it figured out. And the reason is because most times when we pick up an offer, we think of it out of the blues, or we take up someone else's offer and model it to look like our own offer, and we start selling that. When instead, we have to be really sure about what is in our offer and who is this offer best suited for. So one of the things I walk my clients through is the first question is, who is this offer wrong for? You know, everyone says, who's your ideal client? Well, who is not your ideal client? Who is going to hire your agency and not get results? Who is going to be a pain in the neck? Let's talk about those people first, so we know we remove them out of the way. So if you have an agency, maybe a marketing agency, and you want to talk to someone who is not running ads at all, who doesn't believe in running ads, it's going to be stressful. And they probably won't get results. And it's not because you're not a good agency owner or you don't have the skills. It's because they don't have what it takes to actually maximize your offer or get a good return on investment on your offer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, that's great. And in terms of kind of working on messaging and outreach, because obviously we know doing DMs all day long is quite stressful. I mean, how does your system differ from doing 100 DMs, 100 cold emails a day or something like that?
What I teach is I teach mostly attraction marketing. And I know very strongly, like I don't enjoy going to DM, but for some people, they love it. So now you have people who say, don't go into the DMs, and people who say, go into the DMs. So it's like the two opposing sides. But what I think is for agencies, you can always get to the middle ground. And the middle ground makes it so much easier. So this is how it works. Create content that actually talks about the problems you solve and talks about the people who will get the results working with you. So for example, if you're a Facebook ads agency and you know that the results you get for people is to help them maximize their return on ad spend, maybe 4 times or 5 times, whatever it is, you want to be talking to people who are already running ads because that's your easiest sell. They're already running ads. They know they have to spend money to make money, but they're just not sure about how to maximize it or get a bigger ROI. Those are the people you want to talk to. But the thing is, going to send DMs to 100 people, how are you sure they are running ads? That's the first thing. Now, of course, there are ways you can go, but that's also a lot of work. So what you could do instead is you have this outbound system working for you. Combine it with an inbound system where you're creating content, talking to the needs of these people, where you're talking about their problems, talking about why their ads are not working, really showing that you're the expert. And when you combine that with an outbound strategy, it just snowballs into something bigger. Because people, when they see a DM from you, when they check your profile, they're like, oh my God, wow, this guy is an expert. I'm so lucky he's talking. And that's just one set. And some other people are going to reach out to work with you. Just from showing up and like really proving your expertise, people are going to reach out and they're going to decide to work with you. And one thing I've realized that it doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter where you're standing from. If people see that you're an expert, they're going to work with you. Just yesterday, I closed up my last group coaching program. I'm starting up a new one. And everyone from that group coaching program, none of them lives in Nigeria. I literally met all of them last month when I closed them. I've never met them. I've never had any like interaction, mutual friends or anything. But they came because they were seeing the kind of content I was putting out and they knew that I could help them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's totally different from when you're chasing everyone with a pulse because you may not be able to help all those people.
Yeah, no, that's great. And you mentioned obviously you're from Nigeria. You're my first guest that I've had come on from Nigeria. And I was actually reading a report the other day that Nigeria is going to have one of the world's largest economies over the next 50 years or something like that. So I see a lot of entrepreneurs coming out of the space there. A lot of people who are going to be watching this, they're not going to be in the West, in Europe, the UK, USA, North America. They're going to be like in, Africa, India, Pakistan, the Philippines. And what I often find with these freelancers is they kind of lack confidence and they feel that they can charge high ticket prices. So it's great to actually, for you to hear from you that you're in Nigeria and you can still close high ticket clients through your expertise. If someone was watching and they're in a country which might be in a less developed country, and they're trying to kind of work with clients on high ticket retainers from Europe, from the West, what advice would you give them in terms of how they can position themselves as being, worth the investment?
Well, the first thing I want everyone to know is it's all about your mindset. And one thing I advise is always look at someone else in your country who's doing a lot of great stuff. So like the first time I came online, I was really charging low ticket. I wasn't really even looking for global clients. That was about 4 years ago. And then I met someone who told me about someone who lives in the same town with me, who makes 50,000 USD a month. And I was like, is that possible? And that opened my mind to realize that I could be anywhere and I could earn it. So the first thing is usually not just is looking for who in my country is doing this. And once you see that one person, you definitely know you can also do it. And the second thing is move yourself out of your box. So one thing I did was I removed myself from, I'm not in so many Nigerian groups because I'm already in Nigeria. So you see people you're from the Philippines, you're in all the Filipino groups. You're from India, in all Indian groups. If you want to get global clients, you have to work globally. You have to play globally because this is a game, right? If you want to win, you have to play globally. It means you have to show up in other groups, even though these people are not your people. And one thing I hear people talk about is, people are going to say because I'm Black or I'm Indian or all those things, they're excuses we tell ourselves. Because people don't care whether you're Black or you're white or you're whatever, if they can get results working with you. If someone is going to work with you and pay you maybe 2K or 10K and they make 100K, they love you. They don't care your color. Seriously, they just love you because they know that every single time I work with this person, I'm getting a return on investment that's 10 times more. And once you have that appeal and people see they get results working, other people are going to come to you. So remove yourself from the box, remove all the limitations. You think you have no limitations. To me, this is even better because it means that you can start small, you can grow faster. Someone in the US or Canada, they already have like all these taxes, all these things on them. Even if they earn 5K, it's not enough. But you can earn your first 5K and it's enough, and you can grow, you can hire people, you can expand faster than they can because the cost of doing business in your country is cheaper. So I want you to look at it as a strength and not as a weakness.
Perfect. No, that's a great answer. So coming onto the topic of creating magnetic content, magnetic messaging, what are the core components of magnetic content that makes it magnetic?
Okay, one of the core components is magnetic content usually deals with beliefs. People do educational posts all the time and like, I'm trying to teach people stuff. I don't try to teach anybody stuff. The reason why is because most of the things you try to teach people, people can find it on Google. Like if you say 3 ways to run a Facebook ad, they're like 1,000,001 articles. What you want to deal with are the beliefs that are holding people back from getting their results. And beliefs, I don't mean all the mindset woo stuff. No, that's not it. But for example, one belief that, let me talk about my business. One belief that holds people back from getting results for their clients is that they're attracting the wrong clients. And they feel that, everyone who can pay is my ideal client. And that's a belief. So one thing I do in my content is I tell them that attracting the wrong person is already setting yourself up for failure because the moment they pay you, they're going to be struggling to get them results. So that's one belief. In the digital agency space, one belief people have is the more money I throw at ads, the more results I get. And we all know that that's a lie. But they're already stuck on that because someone has told them that because they've read it in one article. And when you break down that belief and show them that it's not really about how much you spend on ads, ad spend is important. But it's really about maybe your placement or your copy or whatever belief you want to put there. That shifting of a belief, that's what makes it magnetic content. Because it allows you to say, oh my God, this person gets it. Oh, this person's an expert. And that's what people do during coaching calls. That's what people do, high paid consultants do. They take what's there already and they show you exactly why it's not working. So they don't come and do a full 2-hour lecture with you, but they just take one piece of what's not working and show you this is why it's not working. So that's what you should do too.
No, that's a great piece of advice because, like you say, a lot of people are putting posts like how to do this, how to do that, and there's like 101 articles on Google on how to set up an ad or how to do retargeting or whatever it might be. But not many people are putting out posts to challenge beliefs, So that's very great. I know you've got like a Facebook group. So I mean, what's going on in your Facebook group? Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Okay, so my group is six-figure content and messaging strategies. And in the group right now, I've not really been so serious about it, but in the group right now, I want to be going on live every day to like teach pieces. And on Thursdays, I do a masterclass. So yesterday, I did a masterclass about how to attract clients that actually get results working with you. And another thing I do for my group people is I work with them and I show them exactly what they need to do to get the needle moving. So if you're in my group, you're already getting a lot of free training that can help you, because I believe that giving stuff for free doesn't remove anything from you.
Yeah.
But of course, and it doesn't make people decide not to work with you. Because people say, if I give people for free, no one's going to work with you. No, instead, we allow only people who already know what they want to do come to work with you, and those are the best type of clients anyway.
Yeah, no, that's quite straightforward. I mean, final question for you before I let you go. I mean, you've been dropping tips after tips, and this is gold dust, especially for the international audience who are watching from all across the world. So someone who is kind of like, stuck in their business with their coaching, who or with their agency where they're obviously doing cold outreach, how would you advise them to essentially structure their approach moving forward? What do they need to do after they get off watching this video to get on the right track?
Okay, what you need to do is go take your offer. Most people don't do this. Take your offer and write down every single piece in your offer. So every single thing you do in your offer. Do you do coaching calls? Write it down. Do you do templates? Put everything down. And then decide, who is my offer really for? Who's going to get the best results? And this person who's going to get the best results, what kind of thoughts do they think? What are their current feelings? What actions are they taking? And for you, if you're a Facebook ads agency, your people are already running ads in one way or shape or form. So you want to put all these things, and then you want to now ask yourself, why are they not getting? Okay, yes, you have that. And the second thing you want to do, I just jumped that. The second thing you want to do is you want to find out, what kind of results do they really want? So most times people say they just want more sales. More sales is not a tangible result. More leads is not a tangible result. A tangible result can be 4 times the return on ad spend. A tangible result can be 10 qualified leads a day. The tangible results can be maybe 5K more or 10K, something like that, something tangible. And ask yourself, why are people not getting these tangible results? And how can I make my offer in such a way that it makes it so easy for people at this stage to get to this stage? And then create content about pieces of your offer. So when you know your offer, create content that you can easily link back to a piece of your offer. So you say something like, okay, it's been long I've done agency stuff, but you say something like why your Facebook ads are not working, and you put you can now link it back to a piece of your offer, which can be maybe an ads audit, and say, okay, when you're done writing your post, now say, this is one of the things we look at when I go into my client's Facebook ads account. It's part of our ads audit, and I do this, I do this, I do this. If you want to be part of it, you can send me a DM, or you can be part of my training, or whatever you want to lead them back. But always make sure each piece of content has a relation to your offer. And if you don't know your offer, you can't create magnetic content.
Perfect. And I think that's a very simple step-by-step system that people can, start implementing. And obviously you're running masterclasses in your group, so they can go join. I mean, I'm going to tag you to this post so they can join your group, find out a bit more about you. So on that note, Lola, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me, Ebo.